There is no handgun on earth more ubiquitous than Glock. Whatever caliber, whatever size, Glock pistols promise the ultimate in ruggedness, reliability, and user-friendliness. No wonder they have dominated military, police, and civilian pistol markets for over 2 decades now. When it comes to everyday carry, Glock truly makes a pistol that will serve any requirement. I've picked out their best models suitable for self-defense and a variety of circumstances, and I'll be sharing them with you in this video. We'll get right to our list, but before we go, please take 1 second to consider signing up to become a channel member. Channel members get exclusive perks like unlisted video playlists, downloadable guides, and a whole lot more. Plus, your membership will go a long way toward helping us make our content even better and reach a bigger audience. We are grateful for every one of our members and hope you will join them. Now, time to check out those Glocks. As far as everyday carry pistols go, the 10mm Glock 29 Gen 5 is heavy medicine. This 10-shot hand cannon weighs only 32 3/4 ounces loaded, and with anything but the lightest loads it is going to be a major handful. I'd say the Big 10 is generally overkill for self-defense against humans, but for those of us who live or hike in areas where there are large and dangerous animals like bears or moose, the heavier projectiles and greater velocity of the 10mm might prove decisive if you have to shoot. The Gen 5 Model 29 also benefits from the usual battery of upgrades that Glock pistols currently enjoy, including the removal of finger grooves on the frame, a greatly reduced grip circumference, aggressive texture, improved trigger, forward slide serrations, and the accurized Glock Marksman barrel. Note that the barrel still uses polygonal rifling, so you don't want to use unjacketed hard-cast projectiles with it, regrettably. The Glock 29 retails for around $592 and is the ultimate in portable firepower for those who need more punch than the typical 9mm can provide. Another big-bore subcompact on our list of the best EDC Glock pistols, the 30S represents the most refined evolution among the company's 45 auto pistols. Holding 9 or 10 rounds standard depending on the magazine, the capacity is still equivalent to the standard Model 30, but the 30S benefits from a slimmed-down slide combined with the smaller grip of the 30SF. Hardcore Glock fans will probably miss those sweet Gen 5 upgrades we just talked about with the Model 29, but you'll still have decisive big-bore power and plenty of ammo on board in a very tiny package. Loaded, the 30S weighs just 30 1/4 ounces, has an overall length of 7 inches, and a height, with magazine inserted, of 4 3/4 inches. The slide is only 1 inch wide, and the gun at its widest point on the frame measures 1.38 inches exactly. Not bad at all for a staggered column 45. If you want a tiny Glock that's easy to carry anywhere, but you're unwilling to part with America's favorite cartridge, the 30S will solve your problems. Usually sells for $550. For years and years, if you wanted a rimfire Glock, you had to turn to one of the several aftermarket vendors for conversion kits. Some were great, some were okay, and others were downright garbage. This was just the way things were. But at long last, Glock saw fit to grace American shooters with their very own factory-built 22LR in the form of the Glock 44. Basically identical in overall size to the Glock 19, this 10-shot 22 has a 4-inch barrel, a loaded weight of just 16.5 ounces, and most of the Gen 5 upgrades that are now standard across all models. Forward slide serrations, interchangeable back straps, oversized mag release, etc. It even boasts the highly accurate Glock Marksman barrel. Compared to other polymer rimfires from competing companies, this pistol seems downright bland. No optics mount, no crazy high capacity, no wicked sci-fi appearance. But what the G44 does have, in abundance, is superb Glock reliability and robustness. This gun will run and run and run, and it makes a perfect training tool for any other compact Glock. More importantly for EDC, it is a lightweight and light recoil pistol for camping or backpacking, or a great primary handgun for folks who have a hard time manipulating the slide, on centerfire pistols. Adjustable sights are standard and make it easy to dial in your preferred load. With a good holster and the right concealing garment, it is still a breeze to carry discreetly. It took them a while to get around to it, but now that it's here, I'm really impressed with the Glock 44. I like the price even better, just $379 at most vendors. We have 4 more Glocks to go, and the next one is really polarizing to say the least. Before we unveil it, please take 1 second to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. It also helps the channel more than you know, so thanks in advance. This pistol, to say the least, greatly perturbed the Glock fanbase. The G43 is a single-stack 9mm subcompact. It carries just 6 rounds plus an extra in the chamber. That's just one more shot than an average revolver if you top off the magazine. When the subcompact Glock 26, which carries 10 or 12 rounds depending on the magazine, exists, why would anyone go with the Glock 43 instead? Simply enough, it is even thinner, shorter, and lighter. Its fractions, yes, but those fractions do make a difference for a deep carry pistol you can tuck into a larger pocket or put on your ankle. The Glock 43 measures 6 1/4 inches long by 4 1/4 inches high with the magazine in place. It has an overall width that is oh so slightly over 1 inch. This is simply the smallest, slenderest, and lightest 9mm that Glock makes, and for some of us, that trade-off in capacity is well worth paying. As a dedicated deep concealment pistol or a tiny backup to a Model 19, you won't go wrong with the G43. Competitively priced, it retails around $450. You knew it was going to be on here somewhere. The Glock 19 very literally conquered the handgun world. Yes, its larger service pistol sibling, the Glock 17, might have paved the way, but the Glock 19's superb combination of characteristics and slightly better shootability makes it the undisputed master of the polymer striker-fired realm. And so, unless you just got into guns yesterday, nothing about it is going to surprise you. Standard capacity is 15 rounds, 4-inch barrel, overall height of 5 inches, and overall length of 7 1/4 inches. Presently, the Glock 19 benefits from Gen 5 upgrades and MOS capability, meaning you'll have a highly accurate barrel, forward slide serrations, an improved grip, and the ability to mount an optic directly to the slide. No aftermarket modification needed. You'll also have boringly certain reliability, insane longevity, and supreme simplicity that makes Glocks easy to maintain and a joy to modify. If you love Glocks, you love the Glock 19, and the Gen 5 MOS proves that the company is more than capable of keeping up with the most progressive competitors. The optimized 19 sells for around $620. If there was a cartridge that I heard Glock fans clamor for over and over again throughout the years, it is the 380 ACP. Long available in Europe, for some time it seemed like Glock would never bring the 380 pistol to American shores. As for why, that is a complicated tale involving American import laws, business sense, and more. I'll spare you the dry, boring stuff and fast forward to the happy ending. You get a subcompact Glock in 380 in the form of the G42. Arguably the ultimate backup or hideout gun in Glock's lineup, this 6+1 380 has a feathery loaded weight of just under 16 ounces. Although marginally smaller than the Glock 43 above, it is noticeably just a little bit thinner, a hair less than an inch at its widest point. Something of an intermediary generation, the Glock 42 benefits from an oversized mag release and that cuboid grip checkering that is now iconic to Glock, but lacks forward slide serrations, the marksman barrel, or other Gen 5 enhancements. It's tempting to go straight to the 9mm in the size class, but even that modest cartridge can be a handful with a gun this small. The 380 ACP is certainly adequate for self-defense, but has noticeably lighter recoil, meaning the Glock 42 is a better option for some. The Glock 42 usually retails around $450, a steal in this category. And at last, we come to the ultimate everyday carry pistol that Glock makes. The Glock 43 MOS at first glance seems like a solution looking for a problem, but only after shooting it and some careful analysis will you see the genius behind its design. Occupying a kind of in-between size, it splits the difference between a true micro pistol and a standard compact. The basic proportions of the grip look like a Model 19, and from top to bottom, the pistol measures just 5 inches with the mag in place. The 3.4-inch barrel is contained in a subcompact slide, and the overall length of the gun, from heel to muzzle, is just 6.5 inches. But it's a slim piece too, just a fraction over 1 inch at its widest point. But the G43X takes a unique magazine holding just 10 rounds compared to 15 of the Model 19. With 1 in the chamber, that makes 11. Still plenty unless you're walking the dog through a conflict zone. The 43X MOS also benefits from easy optics mounting capability and other Gen 5 enhancements like the marksman barrel, forward serrations, and interchangeable backstraps, along with a slightly flared magazine well. All of this adds up to a pistol that is easier to hold and control, but very fast cycling and still benefits from the best modern upgrades that Glock has to offer. It is small, light, accurate, and incredibly tough, and it's hard to imagine a better all-purpose concealed carry pistol than this one. Unless you are determined to carry the gun in a pocket or on your ankle, I'm confident the G43X MOS at just $550 retail is the ideal everyday carry gun for most Glock fans. And that'll do it for our coverage of the best everyday carry Glock pistols, from pocket-sized big bores to slender enhanced 9mm. If you need a dedicated pistol for concealment, Glock has what you need. I want to know what you think about semi-compacts like the Glock 43X. Do you see the reasoning behind putting a shorter slide and barrel on a larger, longer frame, or do you prefer your guns to stay proportional? Let's talk about it down in the comments, and before you go, remember to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos here on Guns You Can't Live Without. I'll see you soon in the next one.